One of the best thing happening in Jamaica this week is the cancellation of Spice school tour. Um, I I think that was great. 56 Jamaicans and is the first set of in the first set of deportation in 2025. And of course, Bob Marley, after 44 years of being dead, receive Grammy Award. All that and more I'm going to be talking about this evening. But I'm going to ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe. I think I want to talk about what is more important, though, which is um, the deportation, the mass deportation that is heading in the direction of Jamaica. It's quite interesting that I spoke to some people last week and in government who tells me before the prime minister had make a statement, who told me that they're not expecting any more deportees than the usual. They're saying it's a very common thing. So there was no preparation. Yes, Daniel, lessons. So there's no expectation of uh, uh, there is no additional preparation for the government. And that was said to me on Wednesday um, by some government official. But a couple of days later, I heard from the prime minister who said, for those who are coming back, you know, it's not the Jamaica that they had left. So he suggests to them that they come back with the best behavior because they will have to meet a judge. If they misbehave themselves, they will have to meet a judge or meet their maker. I consider that as a threat. Um, but the truth is, in normal circumstances, I would say by the prime minister was a little bit harsh. But with what's going on the island right now, I cannot blame the prime minister for his strong statement. Actually, I commend him for such a strong statement, because a lot of people will be going back, and that could help to beef up the crime thingy, as we would have seen from deportees over the years. So if we are having excess deportees, the possibility of we having excess crime that would have birthed from that is very high. So we have to be careful and be ready and prepare. And again, I commend the prime minister for his stern or stiff penalty and those who return to the island and misbehave themselves, and even for who is living there. I am hoping that that penalty is would have applied to them as well, not just limited to deportees. And yeah, so 56 was returned last week, and they're expecting a lot more. However, I said that before that many people think that there's no excess deportee coming there, and these are official government official who had made those statements. So we just have to wait and see. But what I want to do, I want to use this opportunity, though, to advise people with the best of my knowledge as to how to stay away from under the radar. And of course, advise people, to do some things to make a difference. Because the truth is, I just cannot understand why persons would have been here 30 years, 20 years, 50 years, 10 years, and still even having a green card, what less some of them don't even file for their papers. It just don't make no sense to me. You know, I mean, it's not that you cannot be deported when you have a citizenship, but I think take something more on a higher crime level than for you to be deported for some offense. But from what I learned, if you are a green card holder, um, it's much easier for you to be removed. With saying that, though, I learned that green card holders have no reason to fear. They have no reason to fear being detained. There will not be, for the most part, if they can prove, that they are in the system and they're legal. It was suggested that persons walk with their passport um, if you have that fear. I was talking to an attorney earlier who gave me some basic advice to share with you all. I mean, these topics are sensitive topics, and so a lot of attorneys don't really want to talk about it because they don't even want to talk their truth publicly because it might appear as if they're, giving advice to illegals. And so they have their license to protect, so they are not going to be jeopardizing their license to talk the truth. So they would have here with the truth with some people. Hopefully, we can convey the truth to the general public. And so I will share with you this evening the little that I have obtained through my sources. And so I was told that for visitors that are visiting here in the United States, they should walk with their passport, even though they have this electronic thingy that most airports are doing now. They don't stamp your passport anymore. It's all electronic. But the visa that is in your passport will help to protect you. And so you could use that. Hopefully, our law enforcement would have take the time out to run or to check your information to show you if you're legitimate to stay in the country. So the passport is one thing. You have to avoid going to places that you don't have to go, such as clubs, bars, and you know, um, in some places, churches, and you can watch a church from your home. You could buy a drink and carry home. Just avoid being on the street if you know your documents are not right. You know, and just to avoid the aggravation and the embarrassment of being removed, you want to stay away from things that you don't have to go. If you're going to work, you know, just one other thing that was told to me: if you have to be on the street or go to work, you might want to dress appropriate so that you can blend in and not have an outstanding image where law enforcement may take a second look on you and probably question you. You have mentioned even you speak, just avoid, you know, talking if you don't have to, because I mean anything that indicate that you're a foreigner in this time may spark law enforcement interest of you know, engaging you in a conversation with an intent to investigate your status. So you have to avoid those, especially if you know you have been filed for and your document is in process. If you don't have anything to walk with, just avoid the street. I There's two ways that was described to me that you can entered this country, um, is, and for those who is already here, there's two ways you can change your status. Is by having a family member file for you, um, by you going the I-130, using the I-130, which is for alien resident, family member, your mother, your sister, your brother, and all of that stuff. The other way is to utilize the high I-485, which is an adjustment of status. And of course, when you send those in, it's not guaranteed that it will be approved. And I must share my little knowledge that was given to me with the difference with the I-485 and the I-130. The I-130, when you file, for the most part, they will recommend that you go back to your country and go through the process and set your interview date from your country before you can return. But there's a waiver for that was told to me by the attorney. But then you have to meet a certain criteria in order for to be qualified for that waiver. I'm not an attorney, so I don't want to dig too deep into those stuff. So you might want the advice of an immigration attorney to give you more detail. The I-485, which is a adjustment of status. If you legally enter the country, and so you could marry, I'm not too sure if it's only through marriage that it is the I-485 is required. But I know that that is one way that you could use a 485 as a adjustment of status. And so you'd have to go through all the process, do your medical and do all of that stuff. It's a compact package. You do your medical and send all your supportive document and send it in for them to approve it. So that is one way that you're gonna have to do. So we are just trying to advise you as to how to avoid the inconvenience of being picked up by law enforcement. And I think I mentioned earlier that from all indication, green card holders don't have anything to fear, but it is also good for them to work with their documents just to prove, and avoid the humiliation of going through all of the background check and all of that stuff and hold in a detention center and all that. Just walk with your passport. An advice was given to me as well to share with you all. Look, given the crisis, you might be here for years, and you might have your mother, your sister, your father, your whoever, your son or your daughter, whatever, or even your kids, whatever. And I was told that right now is the time to make it right with them. And ask them, because they are qualified to put in documents for you, file for you. So it's the time to, make it right with your family member and ask them to assist you in filing for you. That's a good way to do it. I will, with Jamaican, we're proud already, and a lot of us carry grudge and all of that against family member. I was just told, look, man, just try to make it right. Try to make it right so that you can have your papers in the system, and we have adequate documents that you could work with, showing that you're in the system. And so that may can keep you away from ice, So just make it right with a family member. I cannot, again, and I said it, I can't understand why some people would be here for so long. I think I heard about somebody that was here for 40 years and did not file their documents. And the deportation list, up until November 24th of last year, there was 5,120 people that was on that list. So I guess there will be ICE highest priority. It don't make no sense. And again, there are people that have the green card. This is a time that you go out and find if you're. I think it don't require an attorney to file for your citizenship, but try to get it done. Try to get it done. It's something that it's a need, and it will put you in a safe place, as it relates to immigration and the immigration and law enforcement. You can feel protected. I must tell you though, being a citizen, there are just some benefit that comes with it. Travel benefit that comes with it. One other one that excites me is the fact that I had filed for what do you call it? Global entry. I did. Blessing Dutch. Global entry. I had the benefit of global entry, which any citizen is able to file for. And let me tell you something. When I leave whatever country I'm coming from, and they I ask for my passport or so to verify whatever they want to verify, and I get that I'm putting in the bag, in my backpack. I can tell you, I don't remove that again until I reach home. Because with the global entry, it carries like a facial recognition. And so you join the line because there's a designated line for people that have global entry. And it's just sweet. You just walk into that line, there's no wait. You walk into the line and you walk up to a machine, a tablet actually, show your face, and you just see, you get the green light and you just walk through. That's it. I have not been questioned by an immigration personnel ever since I have global entry. So for you guys that is traveling and have a citizenship, global entry is really, really, really a sweet one to have. So I'm just advising you guys with a little bit of my knowledge, avoid public places. If you have to go to work, just be careful. I want to share a quick story with you, though, with a guy. A guy called me after watching the show last week. He called me and he shared the story with me, and I'm going to share it with you. And so, this is how I go. Why I'm telling you this is just that you need to not to be panicked. If you have to go to work and you see law enforcement, just don't show nothing panic on your face, because they are looking at you for some reaction. And so if you show any form of panic, that's when them go and pull you over, call you over, whatever, and started to do their investigation. But let me share the story with this guy. So he called me last week and he was telling me what happened to him. Some time ago, he didn't have a driver's license. He had lost his driver's license. It was suspended. No, it was suspended for some time. And so he have a car. He lives in New York. And, he had to take care of some business. He avoided driving the car as much as he can. But this time he said, why, there's no public transportation that can take him to where he wants to go. And his only source was his car, but he don't have a driver's license. He had asked family members or so to take him there, and they refused. So he decided he was going to take the chance and drive his car to the to conduct his business. And he said when he got into his car and he got on the highway, the first thing that he saw was a police pull up behind him, you know. And for a couple miles, the police was right there behind him, and he started to shake, but he said he's gonna keep a cool head. So what he did, he avoided the first exit, because he wanted to get off just to, avoid the police. And the first exit was actually his exit as well. But he avoided it because he did not want to raise the police suspicion. So he avoided the first exit and went on to the second exit. All this time, the police is behind him. So when he avoided the first exit, going to the second exit, he knows definitely that the police is watching him. So he got to the second exit and he pulled off and said he's gonna drive a couple of blocks looking for a strip mall, something that have a restaurant or something that he can, fit that's where he's going. Man, he pulled off at that second exit that he saw. The police pull off as well. He decided, he said, you know what, I'm going to jail, so I'm just gonna pull off and allow them to have their way with me because they're following me. There's no way out of it. But the second thought is that he said, let me just keep a cool head, which he did. Get off and started to drive down a few blocks looking for the strip mall to see if he could find something that could something that could throw off the cops. Anyhow, he found the police is behind him just the same. Two police in the car, they're behind him. He saw the strip mall and he pulled over and went into the strip mall. Guess what happened? The police pulled over. Luckily, there was a Chinese restaurant there. And so he decided that he was gonna go into the Chinese restaurant. So he parked his car. Police parked their car. He got out, walked into the Chinese restaurant. The police was behind him. Walk into the Chinese restaurant. When he walked into the Chinese restaurant, the police walked into the cleaners next to him. That's where they were going. Luckily, he maintained a cool head, and so he was able to go about his business, not having a driver's license. I was not detected. In a lot of cases, oh my God. Hold on a second. Hello? Hello? Hey, can I call you back, please? All right. Sorry about that. Somebody insists on calling me. Anyhow, so, I share that story with you so that you can, be calm. Don't get panic and get caught up and carried away with these law enforcement when you see them, because some of the time you are yourself. And again, avoid public places as much as possible. If you have to go to work, you just go, but just act normal. Of course, dress normal. Avoid talking if you don't have to, so that the accent is not, pronounced or obvious. So, because it's sad to say, but ICE and law enforcement are using those things as a weapon. They listen and they hear that foreign accent, they will pull you over for it and start checking documents. Assuming that you're illegal. So you want to stay away from those things. I think I cover most of all I want to share with you. But by the older one, Chuck, look, I don't want nobody call me no more. Children not call me about God. Jesus, please. So down and turn. Yes. Where is it at? I'm not able to go in a parking garage, and if they're not able to roll it out, I can't go in there because I'm only the, yeah the, the flatbed won't work in there. Hmm. All right. Yeah, it's funny. I'm right now. I'm gonna buy another one this evening. I'm going to look at a different one that could deal with parking garage. So I'm working on it. Changes are coming. All right. No problem. Take care. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I think I cover most of the things that I want to cover as it relates to immigration. Avoid just avoid the find family members. Visitors need to have their passport, with a visa that they could use. Trying to figure out why some people would be here this long and don't fight for their citizenship. Go ahead and do that now. What else I need to talk about? I think that's it. That's it relates to the immigration. But I want to talk real quick about one girl there at Jamaica, her name Grace Hamilton, state name Spice. I think that she had the right to mentor or to speak in schools in Jamaica. Um, her tour was canceled because she was rejected by, I guess, the principal associations or something like that. Can reject her. I Many people are talking about it. They have mixed views, but I want to share my views. I think that the damage for Spice is already done. I've heard her in talking with the authorities and she articulated herself extremely well. There's no doubt that she knows how to talk, and she can change her clothes and look like a lady and conduct herself as a lady. And yes, she talked real good, as I said before. But I think what Spice has brought, brought to our space is a level of vulgarity. Um, Spice uh, dress and conduct was not much different from a go-go. And so I don't think that you can conduct yourself like that in the and paint that negative picture. And because you're financially successful in what you do, that earns you the right to come and speak to our kids that we're trying to groom a particular way. One I think that will happen when if you allow somebody like Spice to come into the space and try to mentor our kids, when they look and see Spice in how she is vulgar and how she dressed and how she carrying herself, and now they're seeing her coming to schools and trying to mentor kids and all of that, they will see her vulgarity as success. It will be viewed as success, and so it would be accepted and be okay by our kids. Any real parent would not want their kid to conduct themselves like Spice for success. Well, let me talk about myself. I would not want my kid to come and conduct themselves that way. I think Spice has lost her opportunity to do that. Amasa Griffiths, um, and well, we don't only know the older people, but probably even a coffee or something like that would be good to do that. But that Spice is not qualified at all. the picture for Spice is already painted. We know who Spice is. We know what Spice brings to the table. And from all indication, she is she is no she have a new album out, and I think she's using the school and the school kids to promote her album, and so it's an avenue for her. I'm just glad that the principal association see her game and did not fall for it. Bottom line is Spice and people like Spice should go. That's my take on it. The other thing that I want to talk briefly about is don't do this, man. Let's see this. Hello? Hello?
Hey, it's Heather Wilson calling you from the Tax Relief Expo.
I think somebody called me about something to do with this show. Anyways, that's the number where I float on from the bottom. Lower part, when I deal with the bottom. Hey, one of the things that I want to talk about also is the Grammy that a dead man had received. The name Bob Marley. I just think at this point we should not be. Bob Marley should not be receiving any award. I could understand they're giving an award in his name, but for Bob Marley to receive an award at this stage of the game, to me, it don't make no sense. Bob Marley is way too dead. 44 years dead. I don't support that. I think that should be for some of those young and present and current people. Bob Marley, to me, is disqualified from getting any award. Disqualified from getting any award. What we do? Yeah, continue for recognize. Man, look at man. We want some live people in there, something, yeah, man. Me not in that. I am totally against a 44 years dead man, a man that is dead for 44 years, receiving an award, winning Grammy. That to me are foolishness. I would want somebody challenge me on it because sometimes it's just difficult for me to just be talking on my own. So, we can't just talk. Somebody want to hear somebody's opinion and then I can counter it. So, fire for that. We're done with that. Anyhow, some have to say for immigration. Some have to say for everything already. And I don't think I have nothing more to say. It is what it is as it relates to immigration. I must say that it is sad that we're going through this as a people now, and I'm just hoping that the government, even though they're telling with us that they don't expect any excess deportee than the norm. That is what I heard last week because I was among those people that was talking. So that's what they said. But I am in no position to challenge what nobody says. But I'm with the government. The government said, look here, if you come, be yourself, because it's not this Jamaica that you left. It's a different Jamaica. You're going see a judge, or you're going to meet Jamaica. That's what Andrew Wilner said, and I sanction that. Take care of yourself. Until next time, Sutherland TV. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.
big up Sutherland TV. You see me? You wanna be me? Then log on to Sutherland TV.